Hey everyone, welcome to the Experiment Zone podcast. In today's episode, I speak with the founder of GolfTrak App, Igor. We're going to walk through his target audience and how they're using a freemium model to connect with customers and show them the great benefits and how much fun they can have with a golf simulator. And as usual, we're going to take a look at his website to understand how they're connecting with customers and how they can boost conversion rates. Let's get started. Welcome to this episode of the Experiment Zone podcast. This is AJ Davis, and we are featuring another exciting guest. Igor, would you like to introduce your business and yourself?
Sure. Thanks, AJ. Igor Vainshtein. So I have an app. It's a 7-year-old startup. So it just launched commercially. It just took 7 years to actually get it to market, called GolfTrak App. I do have a background in e-commerce. I actually sold my e-commerce company last year. So I have a bit of background there, but the app is really, it's a golf simulator. And we built a Shopify store for it because we're in a recurring sort of model where, we sell, there's a free version and there's a freemium. So you can subscribe to play golf simulation courses. That's an extra subscription. So that's what we kind of sell on our website.
That's fantastic. So you've kind of been through the ringer on this before. Why golf this time around?
Oh, well, the last one was golf too, actually. Okay. So I was manufacturing. It was a golf simulator company called 24/7 Golf. So I was reselling other people's technology, and I was also manufacturing my own. I had factories in China, manufacturing like the enclosure, the screens, the hitting mats, all the accessories, HDMI cables, etc. So I was selling a full package, and started in Australia. Probably tell by my accent, I'm not a native Texan, which is where I live now in Dallas. And expanded to the US, Europe. Sold a company last year, and now I'll move really to pure digital play where, the app is, you download it for free. It's on the App Store. And then, it's still in golf simulations. Just now there's no more hardware. There's no more manufacturing. It's all, purely digital.
So who are the folks that need this, or who are the folks looking for this?
It's a great question. So my kind of ideal target, and there's a little bit of difference to kind of where I was to where I am now. So the previous business, the typical price point was about $6,000 to $7,000. So it's quite an avid golfer is the typical customer. They're quite serious, so they're going to invest that kind of money to put a simulator in their garage or their media room or whatever. With the app, it's really a different market. It's the fun market. I call it the Top Golf market. So anyone who goes to Top Golf, it's kind of like my ideal market. People who just want to hit a ball. They kind of like golf, but they're not really golfers. They're not. Like I am a golfer, I'm obsessed, crazy about it, etc. I'm not even my own target market, but there's so many millions of people, especially, post-COVID, golf has grown, tremendously. And a lot of those people entering the golf market, they're not serious golfers. They want to, have fun. They want it to be easy, to be, very accessible. And that's really the market I'm after, is the fun, easy, Top Golf kind of customer. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. And so tell us how it works. Like, how do people use it in their lives? What does it do for that fun Top Golf type customer?
Yeah, so you need like a tripod, which this is from Walmart or Amazon for $7. And then you need one of these, which is obviously the iPhone. And it you put it on a tripod behind about the driver length behind the ball. And when you hit the ball, into a screen, into a net, on a driving range, anywhere, it basically, we build proprietary AI algorithms that track the ball, in 3D space as it's moving. And we use that data then to be able to show you the data. So you can kind of see the just numbers if you want to see that. But then if you obviously subscribe to, simulation, you can play, any golf course in the world. And in fact, you can actually play Top Golf, at home. There's a YouTube video on my GolfTrak YouTube channel where I'm playing Top Golf on a PC with GolfTrak at Top Golf itself. So you can have a bit of fun with that. But it's really kind of try to take that experience of Top Golf and bring it into your home or your backyard or, etc.
Nice. And is there a social component to it, like Top Golf?
There will be. There's definitely going to be. We're still working on that, and the companies we integrate with for the simulation, they have their own social kind of component. But it's not as it's not as seamless and like something, like you take all the sort of the major social networks, like X or TikTok, etc. It doesn't kind of have that, or Snap doesn't have that ease of just shareability and stuff. So something we want to develop in the future ourselves.
Nice. And so what do you think standing in the way of people signing up for this or converting to the subscription right now?
So I think one of the interesting things, so we ran an experiment for about 15 months. We had an open free beta, right? So we asked people to download it, and we didn't do any marketing. It was just word of mouth, or a couple of news articles about us, and we managed to get over 12,000 users to actually download it and try it out. And we used that obviously to improve things. And then earlier this year, we launched a full commercial version with a Shopify store that basically kind of says, well, for free you get this, which is great. If you want to play courses, please, this is what it's $99 a year up to $299 a year. So very reasonable subscriptions. I think the main thing is that people kind of a lot of people question, is it actually is it real? Like, does it actually work? Does it actually is it actually accurate? Yeah, because there are other devices out there that cost anywhere between $700 and $15,000, and some people kind of compare to that. But the main is like, does it actually work? And that's what we're trying to really, I think that's what we're trying to work through to kind of get that conversion. But we're still fumbling a little bit, maybe.
So tell us a little bit about how the website fits in with the app. Why might someone find the website to begin with?
The app obviously is in the App Store. We're doing some App Store optimization, but it's free, right? So you can download the app and you can use it for free. You don't have to subscribe to anything. You don't actually even have to go to the website to use it, etc. So what we're trying to do is create a journey that basically takes people that sign up and then lead them through an email journey, and certain prompts in the screen itself, in the app itself, to go to the website to check out these simulation options, because people are familiar with golf simulation and what's out there, what software is out there already. So whether you buy like a $2,000, $3,000 device, or you download GolfTrak, you can use the same software. You can buy the same software and cost the same. So for example, $299 gets you this E6 Connect package. Now, whether you have like a flight scope or a TrackMan or GolfTrak, you're still paying $299. But we get they pay us commission for selling their licenses. So that's kind of how that's our commercialization model.
Fantastic.
For the user, it's free. Like, they don't have to spend this $1,000. They will be paying this $299 anyway. So it's a really great deal for the golfer.
Love it. So what I want to do now is share the screen. Is my favorite part of this, right? We're going to look at your site with fresh eyes. I have just barely looked at it before our episode today. So you're going to get off the cuff. Here's fresh perspective. I'm going to go ahead and get that started right now.
And are you a golfer at all? Is there any interest in golf, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, I love the question. I'm probably a good target audience for you. I'm definitely like a top golf kind of golfer. I've been on a real course just a handful of times in my life, but I love doing things with friends. And I feel like if a friend invited me to do golf, I would be all over wanting to really know how to do it before I even went out there.
It sounds like you are the perfect target market. So
yeah, you started saying things about all the simulators. I've been in some of those stores where I've seen it done. They look really neat, but I've never done one before. So I think our skill gap is really helpful in doing this analysis, because I'm coming from this as someone who, would be interested in getting better, but would have no idea about the other things on the market.
Fantastic.
So taking a look here, why would I find the site? Tell me a little bit. Is that coming from your email campaigns?
So we've got 30,000 people. We're sort of actively emailing. We have more, but we're staging it, the scaling part. We're also looking at doing paid ads on both Google and Facebook, Instagram, to drive traffic and target, again, like I said, sort of the top golf customers, to really profile that, someone like yourself. And saying that you can have kind of the messaging is, if you never thought it was possible to have a simulator, think again. This is the site to go to if you've ever had that thought cross your mind but thought is just unattainable.
Yeah, and part of the question I have as I'm thinking about it is like that intersection between a golf simulator and Topgolf. And the question that kind of is in my head that maybe you can help answer for listeners is it kind of like being able to play golf at home? Is it kind of like a video game?
It's kind of like a video game. Yeah, it's like a video game, but you're playing with real clubs and real balls.
Yeah. Okay, great. So it's bringing that real life experience, hands-on. Here's my real swing, but also here's a fun element of seeing how it would play out on the course.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right. So taking a look here, first of all, I'm seeing the email sign up. I like the kind of level of intrusion there where it's not huge, but I'm able to see that there's something there. I can see the headline of your own golf simulator using the words that you're using. It's now in your pocket. This message feels pretty central to folks who maybe have already done this before. So maybe in your target audience, you might want to come up with a message here that speaks to that gamification aspect. Like maybe there's something really fun about seeing your game play out on other courses or in other real life situations. So maybe speaking to play at home, but be anywhere in the world might be a way to kind of think about that interaction there. Transform your phone into a launch monitor with no extra equipment for free. I'm not quite sure what that means, so I'm going to kind of keep exploring here. I can see play virtual golf and download the app as the two calls to action here. I like the phrasing here. The play virtual golf and download the app. It starts to give me a sense of like, oh, what's in my pocket is the app. And what am I going to do? I'm going to play virtual golf. And I'm kind of missing the piece of why do I want to play virtual golf? Maybe it's just to have fun. Maybe it's to have fun with my friends. Maybe it's to like experience courses that I will never be able to see in real life. Maybe it's to practice those courses. Maybe it's to have fun with my friends. But thinking about that qualitative experience and bringing it in this hero would be helpful. Your phone is now your very own golf launch monitor, on the go monitor to get accurate swing data. I'd love to see a little bit of like the because of the accurate swing data. So what we want to do is say what we do, who it's for, and then why we want to work with this particular company or app. And I think accurate swing data sounds like it could be good for maybe a more avid golfer, but maybe for someone like me, I don't really care if my swing data is accurate. I might want it to be accurate within the setting. See how you'd really do on such and such course.
Could I actually ask a question? That's a really interesting point. So we have an idea and a hypothesis that our early adopters will be the more avid golfers who just can't afford a simulator or don't want to invest that kind of money, etc. But at the same time, I really like talking to you as a kind of target customer who doesn't really care about accuracy because you're not really here to be winning skins. So how do you feel? Do you think those messages can be combined somehow for both target markets, or do you need like some kind of like split to address both?
Yeah, it's a great question. If there is a split needed, then you can start developing a landing page really targeted on a specific audience. So if you're investing dollars and getting paid ads for the top golfer, you'll probably want to curate a much more specific message for them. Like bring the fun of outperform your friends next time you're at Topgolf. That would motivate me. I would want to be able to beat everybody. And so that's the kind of message where if I saw that right at the top, I'd go, oh yeah, that sounds great. For $3 a month, I can get all this experience and like really show off to my friends next time. That's great. That being said, we do want to have a unified message on a homepage because it's meant to say like what the product does in whole, who it does it for. And for golfers is great you could say for recreational golfers and people looking to improve their game. Maybe it's golfers looking to improve their game as kind of a general enough category. But I would try to look for the unifying thread to be able to have on a homepage and then have more targeted experiences that you're pointing traffic you might know more about where you really get really specific into what you're saying.
Thank you.
Connect and play virtual golf, challenge your friends, check your progress and improvement. Those all speak to me. That's like kind of how I like to move through my hobbies. So I like this idea of having this game where I can interact with other people. Maybe I can bring it into my next Topgolf experience. I don't know how specific you can be in mentioning something like Topgolf, but maybe you can kind of tie that gap between whether you're on the course or doing something like Topgolf. You'll be better next time you do it.
Yes.
And then getting started, we've got some information about how to get started. No expensive hardware. Connect to virtual golf. Okay, those make sense. It's all on your phone. It means you can track shots on the driving range, indoor enclosures, outdoor nets, and even a putting green. I kind of like this phrasing of like kind of pointing to why an app versus other things in the market. So this might be the kind of message to bring home for the more experienced golfer who might be willing to pay to have those other experiences, but maybe they also want to be able to do this in their backyard to practice before they hit the course. So again, it's kind of we can speak to both audiences because golf is that common thread, improvements the common thread. And I think things like what kind of metrics you have, like tracking shots while you're out there, as well as when you're practicing at home, can kind of tie that story together. Overall, one of the things I wanted to point out before we go too far, I'm on a pretty small screen, but I think even in that case, I'm starting to lose some of the calls to action here. And one of the really important things we always want to make sure our site does is let people know what we want them to do. So in this case, I see home, play, feature, support, download. I see the play virtual golf and the download the app was below the fold for me. We want to just make sure that it's consistent. So if really the thing we really want people to do is to download, then having a larger call to action that reflects the same color here is really going to draw attention better. So I'm going to make sure to mention that. So I'm going to click through that experience. So we're going to take a look at the play golf, creates a world of golf possibilities. Here's the subscription, the connector, and another connection. So tell me a little bit about, we talked about the subscription. Tell me about these two connector options.
Yeah, so actually, so both of those are, so the difference between the one on the left, so E6, is when you buy through us, you get you get the license code, and we kind of sell the software on behalf of the company that makes them, right? And you kind of get a full end-to-end process that you can run through within the app. The other two is you need to go buy the software somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the game, you need to buy the game somewhere else, and then when you with GolfTrak, you need a thing that connects that game to GolfTrak. So hence the connector. But the fact that you asked the question obviously is not clear enough on the page, which kind of answers that question pretty easily, right?
Yeah, I think I want to be handheld a little bit more through that, particularly if you're working with someone who hasn't done any golf simulators before. And you may also find someone who is like, I already have one I love. Can I do what I'm doing with you through this other tool? Mm-hmm. So I think while I can see we're using like an out of the box product listing page here, this is probably a place to just add a little bit more context, kind of have a product image with a little description of who it's for, benefits, and then you can kind of move. Maybe it goes like beginner and then the more advanced options underneath. Mm-hmm. This could also be a journey where you have a single landing page where the action at the bottom is the one that makes the most sense for them. But I think for sure in this page, we're missing some context. So I'm going to take a look over here, my subscription, access to courses. Oh, and I can upgrade to more courses. So these are number of golf courses, I assume.
Correct. Yeah.
And then what is
99? Actually, yeah. So the first one's 99. Next one's $99, 5 courses. Then $299, 27 courses. And look, to be honest, they expanded us. That's $599 a year. You get like 100, but like I don't think people are really going to buy that. $600, yeah. They're just not going to buy that if they're just getting a free app. The 300 I think is the biggest spend that we could ask for, which is the second option, the 27.
Yeah, and again, coming from that perspective of like the more novice golfer, I may not exactly know what it means to have these different courses and like what the benefits might be to them. Mm-hmm. So you might want to start talking about not just the subscription, but is it that I want to have 27 because they're more challenging, or over time you're going to recommend which ones to do, or can I master them all? Is it a challenge to be the best at all 27 courses? So I'm looking for a little bit of that information. I see the frequencies here as annual. I see a lot of the subscription details. I'm going to kind of look through the page a little bit to see what I can find. So it's not just about playing golf, about enjoying every moment, fun and focused, for everyone fun. I actually really like these reasons for connecting. And I think some of this could live on the homepage. So again, it's the what, who, and the why. I think these might be some of the whys that we were missing on the homepage. Ooh, I like seeing the modes. Yeah, some of this imagery is really good and helpful to kind of understand what it is that I'm getting. I'd love to see more of that at the top. And partly why I missed it is an easy fix. So good news here. So again, screen size matters. And this, we also want to see what it looks like on mobile. But the thumbnails being below the fold or below the image de-emphasizes them for me. So one of the design choices you could make is to have them on the left side, or even just a really simple solution of having the right and the left arrows to let me know I can interact and move through it. I think there's a lot of information that can come out of these images, and it's just a little bit of work right now to find it.
Got it.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to add to cart. Take a look. Got my shopping cart. Are there any type of like upgrades or upsells or anything that you want people to do? Straightforward.
Not really. Yeah, it's pretty much you just buy one of those and that's it. You know, we have a lot of activation. So we have email journeys. We have also in-app activation. All of that is pretty much well covered outside of the website. It's it kind of starts an email journey as soon as you check out. And this is just using Recharge, you know, plug in through Shopify.
Yeah. I think in that case, you probably can skip the shopping cart. So one of the questions I often see is, you know, do we take someone to cart? Do we do the sliding cart? Do we go to checkout? And in the case where we're not trying to share information with the consumer about something else they may need or something else that they might want to upgrade to, or a shipping threshold, in this case, I think if you just take me straight to checkout, I'll understand why I got navigated there and that I'm ready to go and I'm not missing anything. So we often see kind of drop-offs at each of those steps. So we'll just smooth out those decisions. I've added to cart and now I'm checking out. Perfect. Well, we are almost at time. I love going through these. Time flies so fast. Tell me, Igor, what are 3 things that you will think about what are 3 things you're going to do to drive conversion as a result of our conversation today?
Sure. So I think the above the fold conversation is really important. So I think we have to redesign to have a lot more of the critical information above the fold. Especially for someone who doesn't understand or who doesn't know golf simulation like yourself. So you got interested in things when you were scrolling. We need that interest to be peaked at a higher point in the page. So I think that's critical. I think smoothing out the straight to checkout is an easy low-hanging fruit. And I think I like what you said is like break down the information to like a beginner, like mid-level and a pro, like beginner, amateur, pro, whatever. But however we structure it, I think it's like so that you can self-identify very quickly and you get handheld, on point with that. So I think that's really great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, last question of the day, where can people jump in and how can they find you?
Well, besides obviously going to the website, GolfTrak.app, easiest way to find us on LinkedIn. And you can also email me at igor@GolfTrak.app.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for being on and sharing your site. We wish you the best of luck as this product continues to grow and develop.
Thanks, AJ. Appreciate it again.
Thank you for tuning in to the Experiment Zone podcast. You can check out more episodes on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and your favorite podcast apps. Check out the show notes for any websites linked in this episode, including where to connect with us on social media. We appreciate you tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you'll be updated of each episode release. And visit us at experimentzone.com for all podcast updates as well. Appreciate you dropping by.